Bodies of water are by their very nature mysterious and creepy places. You can't see what's beneath your feet. You never know who else might be in there with you. And if you were dragged down, your corpse would be pretty hard to find. That's certainly the case with some of the places on this list. But we've also got tales of lakes full of unique species, paranormal rivers full of mythical monsters, and weird hobbit creatures living in an underground lake, all for you. In this, our list of 7 mysterious waters of the world. In at number 7, Lake Anjikuni. Anjikuni Lake is located in the Nunavut territory of Canada, and it's near here in 1930 that an entire village of Inuit people disappeared seemingly overnight. According to records, the village consisted of somewhere between 30 to 2,000 people, which is a pretty broad estimate if you ask me. But when a local trapper wandered through in November 1930, he found not one single soul. Scattered food and weaponry indicated a large number of people had been there not long ago, but nobody was around to explain what had happened, and the village inhabitants were never seen again. The mystery deepens when you find out that several graves in the nearby burial ground had been recently disturbed, that a pack of sled dogs starved to death just outside the village, and other people from nearby villages reported seeing strange lights in the sky above Lake Anjikuni around the same time as the disappearance. Where did they go? What were those lights? And what would anyone want with the contents of an Inuit grave? At number 6, the River Thames. There can be no doubt that London's River Thames contains a far few secrets beneath its waters, as at 346 kilometers long, there's plenty of room for artifacts and evidence to become lost in the murky depths. London itself is nearly 2,000 years old after being founded by the Romans, and human settlements have been established in this area for even longer. So who knows what treasures and terrors may have accumulated over 2 millennia. Unexploded World War II bombs, an iron ball and chain, and an old Roman sex token are just some of the strange things that have washed ashore. But the 2 most common items which turn up are Victorian garbage and body parts. Human remains wash up from the Thames at least once every week, with the 2011 voodoo torso story proving particularly unsettling. It was later discovered that this headless, limbless body belonged to a 5-year-old boy, apparently killed in a voodoo ritual. And when this isn't the most famous torso-based mystery your river has to offer, you know you're dealing with a pretty mysterious place. The most famous torso-based mystery honor goes to the notorious Jack the Ripper, who is considered the prime suspect for the Thames torso murders of 1887 to 1889. Over the course of 2 years, body parts belonging to multiple women were found floating in the waters, and with these cases overlapping with the deaths of Jack the Ripper's 5 confirmed victims, you have to wonder if there were any more cadavers, courtesy of the elusive Victorian slasher. And indeed, if the Thames itself contains any clues to his identity as well. At 5, the Palawan Island River. The Philippine Island of Palawan is a stunning tropical island full of mysterious life that until recently was previously unknown to mankind. One of the most shocking discoveries here was this little fella, a carnivorous plant thought to consume rodents and small monkeys unlucky enough to fall inside. The plant was named after David Attenborough, who has a keen interest in the species, with evidence of this rodent and monkey consumer limited to the planet Earth blooper reel. And this place gets even more fascinating when you find out it's also home to one of the world's longest underground river systems. A vast subterranean cave system over 24 kilometers in length, with the river itself running 8 kilometers through a series of underground chambers. This subterranean river was considered a mystical place for the island's native people, with locals telling tales of huge aquatic beasts, gargantuan lizards, and dwarf-like humanoids who called the cave their home. Many unique species have been found in this river and its surrounding areas, with many more thought to exist further inside. There have also been a few strange sightings of animals and remains of animals which technically shouldn't exist here. So, could there be any truth to those sensational claims by the locals? I mean, if flesh-eating plants live on this island, pretty much anything goes, right? At number 4, the Devil's Sea. Strange Mysteries is far too cool to do an entry on the Bermuda Triangle, so let's instead take a look at its Pacific Ocean equivalent, the Devil's Sea. Also known as the Dragon's Triangle, this area of water off the coast of Japan has claimed several ships and hundreds of lives over the past century, including a research vessel sent out by the Japanese government to explore the phenomenon in 1952. Japanese fishermen won't go anywhere near this area, and if you're thinking this fear is a recent development, think again. The legendary conqueror Kublai Khan once reportedly lost 40,000 men while trying to navigate the Devil's Sea, and records from both ancient times and the modern day include tales of magnetic anomalies, disappearing vessels, and strange, flashing skylights. What is it with the flashing lights everywhere? If someone really is coming to abduct our people, you'd think they'd at least be discreet about it. It's like literally the first thing they teach you in Kidnapping 101. That. And always keep your last tearing of duct tape folded over. Trust me, it's a real pain to find the end when you're trying to keep someone quiet. Number 3. The Mariana Trench. The Mariana Trench, not to be confused with the Marinara Trench, which is a Subway sandwich I've just invented, is the deepest part of the Earth's ocean, stretching over 2,550 kilometers and sinking down an astonishing 11 kilometers into the Earth's crust. Found at the bottom of the western Pacific Ocean to the east of the Mariana Islands, this place is so deep that only 4 descents have ever been achieved, with 2 of them manned, and one of these a solo visit made by Avatar and Titanic director James Cameron. Because of the paucity of visits, we know very little about what exists at its bottom. Well, actually, that's not true, as just a few months ago we realized we'd accidentally dumped a bunch of garbage down there without knowing. And it'll be just our luck that the stray rings from a six-pack strangles the last surviving fish with cancer-curing blood. But if truth be told, there could be plenty of crazy creatures down at the bottom of the Mariana Trench waiting to be discovered by marine biologists and Steven Spielberg. But the few things we have already observed down there are pretty amazing. Giant amoebas immune to toxins, a bizarre new species of orb-like jellyfish, a new species nicknamed the ghostfish, an under-ocean lake of liquid sulfur, and hot vents, around which new and exciting life forms may have developed. There's also the possibility that the Mariana Trench is home to sea creatures several orders of magnitude larger than anything we've ever seen. Evidence in the form of scars on killer whales indicates that colossal giant squid lurks somewhere in the ocean. And if who was going to pitch up shop anywhere, it's almost certainly going to be the Mariana Trench. At 2. Point Pleasant. The Silver Bridge was a road bridge which once straddled the Ohio River at Point Pleasant, connecting the states of West Virginia and Ohio. But on December 15, 1967, the Silver Bridge collapsed, killing 46 people in the process. And while this incident was of course tragic, an unexpected consequence was that it brought to an end an even more horrifying event: the Mothman visits. The Mothman was said to be some kind of creature which was 7 foot tall, barrel-chested, and had glowing red eyes and 10-foot wings. Hundreds of West Virginia residents claim to have seen the Mothman between 1966 and 1967, but spookily, these hauntings stopped as soon as the Silver Bridge collapsed. So, was the Mothman a real creature? Was its home somewhere in the Ohio River? Perhaps directly underneath the Silver Bridge? Point Pleasant is a notoriously popular place for paranormal rumors, so is there anything else lurking in this river that we should know about? Or is the Mothman all it had? And did the Silver Bridge tragedy also put an end to this mysterious creature? And in at number 1, Lake Vostok. Lake Vostok is one of the largest lakes in the world, but it's not its size that makes it impressive. It's the fact that 4 kilometers down, beneath a layer of ice, this freshwater lake has remained sealed off from the rest of the world for over 15 million years, until some Russians punched a hole in it. Vostok is a subglacial lake which exists beneath the East Antarctic ice sheet, and until Russian scientists explored it by boring down in 2012, the lake and its inhabitants had existed inside a separate world to our own since the Miocene epoch. Further exploration of this isolated environment could give us clues as to the conditions we might find inside the ice-capped worlds of our own solar system. Samples taken from the lake contain the DNA of over 10,000 species that were entirely new to us. Potentially, new creatures, viruses, and bacteria, all lurking down there, ready to be discovered. And maybe destroy mankind. We'll just have to wait and see. So that's our list. But if you're thirsty for more intriguing aquatic anomalies, then why not watch our recent video on the 7 strangest things found in the ocean? There's a weird purple orb that we still can't explain, so maybe you guys can.